What if the very things holding you back are also the key to your greatest strength? In this video, we'll explore Carl Jung's concept of the shadow and show you how embracing it can lead to true emotional freedom and unlock your full potential. You'll also learn how to overcome the hidden forces that may be shaping your life in ways you don't even realize. Carl Jung was a renowned psychologist known for his groundbreaking work on the human mind and spirit. He famously said, "Everyone carries a shadow, and the less it is embodied in the individual's conscious life, the blacker and denser it is." In other words, the more we ignore our shadow, the more it unconsciously controls our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. These hidden parts of ourselves influence our daily lives, often making us feel stuck or disconnected from who we truly are. Ignoring the shadow can lead to serious problems, such as blaming others for our own suppressed traits. This is known as projection, a psychological defense mechanism that creates conflicts in relationships and distances us from our true selves. Stick with me until the end, and you'll learn how to reclaim these hidden aspects of yourself to gain self-awareness and personal growth. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below on what part of your shadow you're ready to explore. Recognizing your shadow is the first step towards self-understanding. But what if the very traits you've been told to hide are actually the foundation of your greatest strength? Jung introduced the concept of the shadow as the hidden aspects of our personality, shaped by family, society, and life experiences. From a young age, we learn what is considered acceptable or unacceptable, and we start suppressing parts of ourselves that don't fit those expectations. This is what Jung called the personal shadow, the collection of traits, desires, and emotions we repress. Take, for example, a child who is constantly told that expressing anger is wrong. Over time, they bury their anger deep inside. As adults, they may struggle with asserting themselves or feel frustrated with others who express their emotions freely. However, by exploring this buried anger, they may discover it holds the key to setting healthy boundaries and developing assertiveness, crucial skills for success and well-being. But Jung also spoke of the collective shadow, which refers to the hidden aspects of entire groups or cultures. This includes societal fears, prejudices, and biases. For instance, a culture that values toughness might suppress vulnerability, making it difficult for people to express emotions or form deep connections. Both personal and collective shadows influence us every day. Someone who hides their vulnerability may become defensive when criticized, while a person who suppresses their creativity may feel envious of those who embrace their artistic talents. These hidden aspects of ourselves shape how we react to the world, often without us even realizing it. Despite its ominous name, the shadow isn't something to fear. It holds immense potential. If left unacknowledged, it can create barriers that keep you from becoming your true self. But when you explore and integrate it, you uncover strengths, talents, and insights you never knew you had. One way the shadow manifests is through emotional triggers. If you feel a strong reaction to someone's confidence, for example, it might indicate that you've suppressed your own desire to be confident. These triggers act as clues, guiding us toward what's hidden in our shadow. Jung emphasized that the shadow contains both negative and positive traits. It holds our instincts, creativity, and deep wisdom. This means that instead of fearing it, we should see it as an unexplored part of ourselves, waiting to be integrated into our conscious life. Stay tuned, because in the next section we'll dive into shadow work, the process of uncovering and reclaiming these hidden parts of ourselves. This involves exploring our suppressed emotions, identifying our emotional triggers, reflecting on the qualities we've rejected. Shadow work helps us build self-awareness, emotional resilience, and a more authentic life. By learning these techniques, you'll unlock hidden strengths and align more closely with your true self. As we begin to explore our inner shadows, we often fail to notice how they influence our everyday lives. Have you ever met someone and instantly disliked them for reasons you couldn't explain? Jung introduced the idea of psychological projection, which offers a surprising explanation for many of the conflicts we experience. He once said, "Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves." Understanding projection is key to recognizing how our own shadow influences our interactions. Stay with us as we continue this journey into self-discovery, where we'll explore more techniques to embrace our full potential. Have you ever felt like guilt, fear, or doubt secretly controls your life? What if the very things holding you back are also the key to your greatest strength? In this video, we'll explore Carl Jung's shadow and show you how embracing it can lead to true emotional freedom and unlock your full potential. You'll also learn how to overcome the hidden forces that may be holding you back. But first, who was Carl Jung? He was a famous psychologist known for his groundbreaking work on the human mind and spirit. Jung said, "Everyone carries a shadow, and the less it is embodied in the individual's conscious life, the blacker and denser it is." In other words, the more we ignore our shadow, the more it affects us in ways we don't even realize. These hidden parts often influence our behaviors and emotions, making us feel stuck or disconnected from who we truly are. Ignoring the shadow can lead to serious problems. You might start blaming others for things that are actually part of yourself. This is called projection. Projection creates conflicts in relationships, making us feel out of touch with our true selves. Stick with me, because by the end, you'll know how to overcome what's been secretly controlling you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below about what part of your shadow you're ready to explore. Recognizing your shadow is just the first step towards self-understanding. It's where real transformation begins. But what if the very traits you've been told to hide are actually the foundation of your greatest strength? Your shadow holds a powerful secret that could completely change how you view yourself and your potential. Carl Jung introduced the concept of the shadow. He believed that these hidden parts of ourselves are shaped by family, society, and our life experiences. From a young age, we learn what is acceptable and unacceptable, and we start pushing away the parts of us that don't fit into those molds. This is what Jung called the personal shadow, where we store the traits and feelings we suppress or reject. Take, for example, a child who is constantly told that expressing anger is wrong. Over time, they start to believe this and bury their anger deep inside. As adults, they may struggle with being assertive or become frustrated with people who freely express their emotions. But here's the surprising part. If they were to explore that buried anger, they might discover it holds the key to healthy assertiveness and setting boundaries, crucial tools for success and well-being. This journey leads to a more balanced, resilient, and fulfilled life. What does it take to confront your deepest fears, the ones you've buried so deep you hardly recognize them? Because while shadow work promises deep personal growth and fulfillment, the journey can be challenging. Many people turn away when things get uncomfortable. But what if that discomfort is actually the key to unlocking greater self-awareness and hidden strengths? What might we discover if we face our deepest fears? Shadow work challenges how we see ourselves, often bringing discomfort. But that discomfort is actually a signal that you're close to something important, something that needs healing and integration. Shadow work requires both bravery and kindness. It takes courage to face the parts of yourself that feel uncomfortable or contradict the image you want to maintain. At the same time, it's essential to approach these discoveries with compassion, not judgment. When you meet these hidden parts with kindness, you create space for real healing and growth. In the beginning, you might experience strong emotions like guilt, shame, or anger. Instead of seeing these feelings as roadblocks, recognize them as signals pointing to areas in need of attention. By acknowledging these emotions rather than avoiding them, you open the door to healing. Emotional resilience is key to shadow work. It means learning to sit with uncomfortable truths without feeling overwhelmed. Mindfulness meditation can be especially helpful, allowing you to observe your thoughts and emotions without getting caught up in them. You begin to see emotions rise and fall like waves without being swept away by them. Another vital part of shadow work is letting go of judgment. Often the traits we've hidden are the ones society or our past experiences taught us to reject. But what if, instead of condemning these parts of yourself, you approach them with curiosity? This shift in perspective allows deeper understanding and healing to take place. It's important to remember that shadow work isn't a one-time event, it's an ongoing process. Just when you think you've uncovered one layer of your shadow, another may surface. Carl Jung called it a long process of negotiation, meaning we are in constant dialogue with our unconscious mind, slowly bringing more hidden parts into awareness. If you're new to shadow work, it's best to start small. Instead of diving into the most painful parts of your past, begin by examining minor annoyances or judgments in your daily life. These small moments can serve as gateways into your shadow. As you grow more comfortable with the process, you can explore deeper aspects of yourself. Journaling is a powerful tool for shadow work. Writing provides a safe space to express thoughts and feelings that might otherwise stay hidden. Don't worry about perfection, just write freely. Over time, you may notice patterns or recurring themes that provide insights into the parts of yourself you've been avoiding. Having support from a mentor can also make shadow work more manageable. A skilled guide can offer tools to help you navigate difficult emotions, provide perspective, and point out aspects of your shadow that you might not be able to see on your own. What if I told you that a pen and paper could transform your life? The shadow within us holds immense potential for personal growth, but how can we access it in our everyday lives? You might think shadow work requires complicated rituals or expensive therapy, but just a few minutes of self-reflection each day can completely transform how you see yourself and the world. Carl Jung believed that simple, practical methods are key to working with the shadow. It's not enough to just understand the concept. We need to actively engage with it. One of the most effective ways to do this is through journaling. Writing down your thoughts helps you dive deep into your emotions and identify parts of yourself that may have been hidden or ignored, all within a safe and private space. Shadow journaling doesn't mean writing perfect sentences or keeping a detailed daily diary. It's about letting your thoughts and feelings flow freely onto the page. This uncensored expression helps you notice patterns in your reactions or behaviors that might have gone unnoticed otherwise. To start shadow journaling, set aside time each day to write without distractions. Focus on moments that triggered strong emotions in you. Ask yourself, what exactly made me feel upset in this situation? Why did I react the way I did? As you reflect on these questions, you might uncover parts of yourself that you've been avoiding or denying. Mindfulness goes hand in hand with journaling because it teaches you to observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment. By staying present in the moment, you become more aware when you're projecting emotions onto others or ignoring your own. A simple mindfulness practice could be pausing a few times a day to check in with how you're feeling, both mentally and physically. Self-reflection exercises are another great way to explore your shadow. For instance, notice when someone else's behavior irritates or frustrates you. Instead of focusing solely on what they did, turn inward and ask yourself, what am I seeing in this person that I might be denying in myself? This simple shift helps you recognize parts of your shadow that need attention. Jung emphasized the importance of approaching shadow work with honesty and self-compassion. As you uncover different aspects of yourself, it's crucial to meet these discoveries with curiosity, not criticism. The goal isn't to get rid of your shadow, but to understand it and develop a healthier relationship with it. Here's an easy daily shadow work routine to get started. Begin your day with a few minutes of mindfulness. simply paying attention to your thoughts and emotions without getting too attached to them. Throughout the day, take short pauses to check in with your feelings, especially when something triggers a strong reaction. In the evening, spend 10 to 15 minutes journaling about your day, noting any insights or emotional patterns that emerged. If you experience resistance or discomfort while doing this work, that's perfectly normal. It often means you're getting closer to something important in your subconscious mind. When difficult emotions surface, be gentle with yourself. Remember, it takes courage to face your shadow, and each small step you take is a victory on the path to self-awareness and growth.